Hello folks, my name's David Edgar. I'm the host of Heart and Hand, the Rangers podcast, and I'm joining you tonight to discuss Rangers' rather spectacular 5-0 victory over Kilmarnock at Ibrox earlier this evening. It was a splendid performance from Rangers, doing a lot of the stuff that we haven't seen from them in the last couple of games, and they returned spectacularly to form, which was helped, of course, in no small part by the glorious performance of 4-goal Alfredo Morelos up front. But you won't hear too much about Rangers' good performance because there were a couple of controversial moments in the match, a couple of decisions, and of course they were decisions that went for us rather than against us. Against us, you don't really hear about them except for us bleating about them. For us, then you can expect 4 weeks, and Sports Scene, I'm sure, will be clearing the decks for a special as we speak. But Rangers welcome back Ryan Jack and Scott Arfield into midfield, and of course we welcome back our little talisman up front. And Kilmarnock's first complaint came in the opening minute when Joe Worrell appeared to wrestle down Eamon Brophy in the box within the first minute. I think actually, I think it was a penalty, but I think the referee probably, if he was given justifying the decision, Brophy throws himself to the ground, and I think the referee thinks, he's looking for that. But it was probably a penalty. And of course, it was, the Masons had told the ref that he couldn't give it. Got to be the Masons, hasn't it? And then later on, just 6 minutes gone, Rangers score a brilliant goal. James Tavernier wins the ball and then plays an incisive through ball. How often have we screamed out for that to Daniel Candeias that totally takes out the defender, lets Daniel Candeias get to the byline. He then puts across a superb ball. It's a tap in for Alfredo Morelos, but he's got to be there to finish it, and we're 1-0 up. His second goal also owed everything to Daniel Candeias, who flights over a wonderful cross. There's Alfie at the back post, he can't miss, and of course they look like tap-ins, but you've got to be there, and he was there for both of them. I thought Candeias had a super game tonight. I thought he was excellent. Looked as though he had a point to prove after an awful display on Saturday, and I thought he was great. But in between those goals came the moment that Kilmarnock fans, I think, probably have a right to be upset about, and that namely was their goalkeeper, Bachmann. He ain't seen nothing yet, I suppose, but he was sent off for an alleged elbow on Glenn Kamara. Like, he didn't elbow him, he's put his hand up as Kamara's been in on him. Kamara's, I think, got clocked in the face and went down. Now, from where the linesman is, I think it would look like an elbow. It would look like he's jutted his elbow up into his face, but of course he hadn't, so it was a poor decision, and it ended up in a red card. I mean, I'm at the other end of the ground, and at the time I just saw a red card in a box containing Alfredo Morelos, so I assumed it was just the Scottish football bylaw that says he's got to be sent off if he's doing quite well coming into play, but no, it wasn't him. Kilmarnock suffering a double blow with Alex Bruce being injured at the same moment, meaning they had to take off 2 players. The second goal killed it, because Kelly were quite happy at 1-0, but at 2-0 that was them. They had to come out a little bit, and in the second half Rangers destroyed them, just dominating the ball. Jack was excellent, but Glenn Kamara was, apart from Morelos, the standout man for me. He was superb. Malumbu has dominated us physically in the past. He didn't tonight. Kamara just looked like a younger, fitter, better version of him tonight, at least. He's obviously got a long way to have the career that Malumbu's had, but it was an excellent display, and Kelly just wilted. Rangers used the ball well, we moved it about, we passed, we created, and we deserved the lead, and we deserve to get more goals, and they duly arrived. First of all, we got our third, and it was Andy Halliday, the substitute, getting in the end of a cutback from Ryan Kent to smash it home. And then it just turned into the Morelos show, absolutely. His fourth was a trademark Alfie goal, cutting in from the wing and smashing it at the near post past Jamie McDonald, the sub-goalkeeper. And his fifth was a lovely turn and finish in the box. Rangers had a sixth disallowed. I haven't seen it back, but it didn't look offside to me when Kyle Lafferty tapped home a cross. But overall, a fantastic win for Rangers. And I can't let it go without Steve Clarke comment about his comments after the match. Firstly, it's a deflection because they've been gubbed. I think Kelly have a bit of a right to complain about the decisions they've had against us and against Celtic, but I could point to several decisions we haven't had, including Power of their team not being sent off in the first game. It does happen. We all agree referees are poor, but the idea that it's the conspiracy and it's, I know it plays well and I know you'll get people believing it, and I suppose it's easy, but I just like to think people would have a bit more integrity than that. But the other point about the sectarian singing that he was on the end of tonight, well, still. It was very quick, very limited, and he didn't seem that bothered about the sectarian singing that Chris Boyd was on the end of at the weekend. Now, the comments when asked about that, where after the sectarian singing, which was the exact same song, just sung from, if you like, the other side of the divide, was, I just want to talk about the football. Tonight, he just wanted to talk about the sectarian singing. You can't have it both ways. You're either outraged by this or you're not. You can't selectively be outraged. You cannot decide that no, this is bad, but the exact same thing just the other way is perfectly acceptable. And the problem for Clarke is tonight that while his point is quite valid, it looks as though he's being hypocritical, because he is. It's a double standard, and it's quite clear Steve Clarke's auditioning for the Celtic job. I think he's probably already got it. We all know Rodgers is leaving in the summer. I think Clarke already knows where he's going, and I think he's going full Wibble at the moment. And like I say, it's kind of sad for a guy who's always seemed quite decent, but if that's the way he wants to go, fine. That's a club that thrive off it, so best of luck to you, Steve. But at the end of the day, your team got fucked tonight because Rangers were better than them, and it was that simple. All right, folks, thank you very, very much for joining me. I will be back after our next game from the sunny shores of Australia. I'll be filming my video from there, so I look forward to talking to you then. Until then, have a wonderful week, and I will speak to you again after spending the next 2 days on planes. I'm not asking for sympathy because it's 30 degrees over there at the moment. Thanks for listening. I'll be back soon. Cheers. Bye.